It's been so hot here.
I know. Sorry, guys. It'll be fall soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for the first time in my adult life, I'm ready for it.
I know I'm always the champion of like,
Oh, I like hot weather. This year has been
just
too
summer,
much.
stay around. And now
Yeah.
because I live in a house that doesn't have central air conditioning, I'm like, can we have fall, please?
Yeah, right.
Can you give it to me? Baby, step to the beat. I'm down on my knees. Madonna is unstoppable.
Well, everybody. Hello. You are listening to MLVC, the Madonna podcast, your place for all things Madonna, Louise, Veronica, Ciccone.
Hey, guys, it's Tony. And my question is, are we ever going to hear Warning Signs, the song that was never released from the Vision Quest?
Probably not.
Probably, yeah, no. Maybe one day when she's gone. Who knows? Hey, everybody, it's Stefan. Welcome to an episode of MLVC. You heard Ben, you heard Tony, you heard me. Lady Liberty is getting ready for another year of school. So she's not with us today because she's trying to go to bed early so she can deal with the young whippersnappers in the morning. So
Well, she's with us in spirit.
yes.
There you go.
I know
Fighting spirit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know everyone watching, listening is super excited. It's the return of the Madonna Summer Movie Series. We skipped July because we were a little busy and enjoying summer vacation, but we're back for our final summer movie. We're going back to Madonna's first big budget movie role in Vision Quest, the 1985 coming of age romantic drama sports film. They pack a lot into the movie. We're going to get to it in a little bit. And I apologize if my Zoom is freezing. As we were saying before we came on the air, I have an old operating system and not enough hard drive space to upgrade. So Zoom is punishing me today. But so not technically this week in Ciccone, but our Lady Madonna is again very skint in her offerings to us on Instagram and what she's doing. We got Veronica Electronica, and then she posted a little dance video, very reminiscent of her "Give It to Me" music video, where she's dancing with a boa, but she was in a garage. What did we all think of her garage dance?
I thought she looked great. It kind of reminded me of that background video in Confessions Tour where she's wearing the red dress.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Tommy-inspired look, that same kind of dancing. I love it when she dances like that because it looks like she's free and fun and happy and not thinking about not releasing things.
Yeah, she did look beautiful. I'm always happy when I see her moving like that because I feel like because she was hospitalized and then on the celebration tour, her movement seemed a little maybe protected when she was doing the tour. And like you said, she seemed free in that video where like she's just really like taking up the space in the room and not afraid. I mean, she's still in heels, which again, I'm like, Madonna, can you wear flats and do this? So that way you're protecting your body, but she loves to dance in heels.
She likes her heels. She is a dance girl. I like that she had went through like 3 hairstyles in like all the edits and the cuts. There was some centered, there was some side, there was some messy. I was here for it.
Yeah. Yeah, and the outfit looked good. I mean, she's, I'm excited to see where she winds up for her birthday this coming weekend. It's our Madonna fan national holiday, August 16th coming up on, what is that, it's Saturday. So
Saturday.
Clear your schedules, kids. Who knows what's going to happen? We are going to be going live, but we're going to give her a day or two. So it'll be on Monday, the 18th in the evening that we're going to go live about her birthday, just in case she doesn't post the exact day of, or if there's a couple other posts that she sprinkles over the course of the weekend. So we'll be ready.
Yeah. She always does like a full week of festivities with lots of jewelry and borrowed clothing. And guest designer appearances and
Well,
friends
did
and
you see Saint
fun.
Rita was she was shopping in some sort
Yeah.
of dress place in London, and I was like, oh, this is for she's shopping for Madonna's birthday. It's fun how you if you watch her network of people, you
Yeah.
can sort of piece together the stuff that's happening because although they're not posting about her, I'm like, well, what else are you doing right now? You
Yeah.
know. Although I did
I
see
do
that
not have time to follow all that.
I
Oh my
did see
gosh, I envy
Ricardo
it.
was he's not in London. He was in LA and New York doing stuff for his sports magazine that he's like creative director for or whatever. And they're shooting like issue 2. And so I was like, I wonder if Madonna's still in London or if like she's just let him go prior to like, here you go. Here's your vacation week before you have to work for me again on my
I had
birthday.
a similar shady thought. I was like, wow, from the post last week, she looks so good. Ricardo must be on vacation.
I mean, maybe if the album is coming soon, she got a record label social media person versus him.
hmm
Yeah, you never know. But yeah, it'll be fun to sort of see what she does for her 67, right?
Yeah.
67?
Yeah.
My God. Where does time
Yeah.
go?
What is time? It's not
Yeah,
real.
it's a
It's a loop.
social
It's a
construct, right?
circle.
Isn't that
It's a
what Madonna
circle.
says?
Yeah. Some
No,
say it goes by slowly, but I don't experience
Nope.
that.
it goes by slowly when you're young, not later. When you're on the other side, when you're on the aphelion of the circle, it goes fast.
hmm
Yeah, I was walking down the street the other day and enjoying, there was a spell of really beautiful summer weather. And I thought, oh, this is the summer weather I wish I could have for the rest of my life. And I'm like, you've got 40 summers left if you're lucky, Stefan. You know, like,
Yeah.
I'm like, you're counting down. Like, if you're lucky, you'll make it to 90 and you've got 40 left. So
hmm
bide your time. Anyway, topic of the day, Vision Quest. Not a lot of Madonna in this movie, but it is because it is her first like feature film Hollywood backed role. We did sort of want to highlight it. It is kind of a cult classic 80s film. It stars a very cute Matthew Modine in 1985 as Loudon Swain.
Another Loudon.
Another Loudon. That's when I was
That
rewatching it. I'm like,
name.
what?
Ugh.
I'm like, what was up with Loudon in the 80s? Like, why were there like, and I love that Madonna's in 2 movies with the main character as Loudon. It's just
Yeah.
such a strange thing.
The screenwriters probably grew up in New England.
But
I'm surprised Rocco wasn't named Loudon.
Oh dear
Oh,
God.
God. Takes place in Spokane, Washington, in a high school. What is it? Matthew Modine plays a high school wrestler. He just turned 18, and his goal to sort of like feel accomplished in life is to wrestle in a weight class about 20 pounds below his current weight, far below his like what he should be doing health wise. His Native American friend in the movie, Cooch, calls what he does his vision quest, and hence that's where the name of the movie comes from. Back in the 80s, this was when a white person could play a Native American, and people didn't cause an uproar for it. I was kind of like, why is he wearing feathers in his hair? And then he says some line about him being Native American. I was like, I had to look it up, and I was like, what? I'm like, the actor was not a Native American, so I was like, okay. It's one of those.
The actor was Jake from 16 Candles. That's
Yeah,
all that
you know,
matters. Steph.
I'm glad that you picked up on everything he was saying because whenever he hits the screen in whatever film I've seen him in, I don't understand anything that comes out of his mouth except "You're Jake
Me
Ryan,
neither.
take me away."
Right? All I think is, ah, that's it. That's it. It's Jake.
Yeah, it's Jake Ryan.
But so Matthew Modine's Loudon. He gets slightly sidelined by a girl named Carla, played by the lovely Linda Fiorentino in her very first acting role. She's leaving her hometown of New Jersey on a car trip to get to San Francisco, where she wants to become an artist. And her car trouble lands her in Spokane, Washington. And suddenly she becomes a boarder at Loudon and his dad's house. The mother left them, and Loudon's still a little upset about it because his dad never wants to talk about it. But yeah, so Linda Fiorentino sort of like becomes a house mother for them, all the while Loudon is falling in love with her. And yeah, I don't, so again, Madonna only is in one sort of scene. She pops up when they go to a bar, and she's the musical entertainment, which I thought was kind of fun. That that was the time when Warner Brothers was trying to put their artists in certain movies to get them noticed, and Madonna won the Vision Quest role. I remember when I first saw Vision Quest years ago when Madonna first started coming on my radar and I realized she was in movies, I watched Vision Quest thinking, why isn't Madonna the Linda Fiorentino character? Like, I thought she should have been the female lead because it's Madonna, you know, like why not put her in that role? I didn't understand. But it's cute to see her in that role and hear the demo versions of both Gambler and Crazy for You.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys go. What, Ben? I want to hear from you because I know that you had said you weren't necessarily a fan of Vision Quest. Tony, you didn't give me a heads up in advance of how you feel about Vision Quest, and I know I have my own feelings of nostalgia for Vision Quest. So, Tony, kick us off. What do you feel? How do you feel about this movie overall as a movie, even though Madonna's not really in it?
I mean, I remember seeing this in the theater. And I just remember, I remember Madonna standing out for me because that song was everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that was Madonna's second number one hit after Like a Virgin. And it was one that was it's still a very sustainable song. You still hear it at the drugstore, you know? But I remember seeing it in the movie theater and all I could really grasp out of it, it was like, oh, here's another one of these like high school movies where all the teenagers are 27 and it's about another guy who's got a sport because there was All the Right Moves with Tom Cruise, there was Youngblood with Rob Lowe, there, you know, so this was like definitely a trope in the 80s. But Vision Quest had like a lot of talent behind it, you know. I mean, the director, writer, you know, Warner Brothers, you know, picked the best people. John Peters and Peter Guber were the producers. They ended up producing Who's That Girl a couple of years later. So yeah, Warner Brothers had them, you know, here's all the money, put it into the soundtrack, get, you know, a hot new singer, and you know, this is a coming of age story for men, you know, the way they used to make them. I mean, it's kind of rapey, it's kind of weird. If you know, when I watched it the other day under a new lens, I was like, this is a movie about weight loss. Like, this is all this, you know, the whole point of the movie is, you know, he goes to the bar to see, you know, back then you were 18 years old, you could go to a bar and drink, you know, so that made sense. You know, he turned 18, he goes to a bar, he hangs out with his English teacher, and you know, Madonna's in the background, but the script can focus on is like, I can't eat those ribs, I'm trying to lose weight, you know. And I'm like, wait, Madonna's performing in a place where they serve ribs? I digress. But yeah, I mean, it's a time capsule for sure, you know. But you know, I think it's most significant because it was the first time, you know, people saw Madonna that wouldn't have seen her otherwise. You know, a lot of people back then still didn't watch MTV, so they go to the movies and they see her and they're like, wow, that's a really nice song. And it changed her image in a way, not visually, but it changed her image as a singer because people didn't think she could sing ballads.
Yeah.
And like I said, this ballad is evergreen. It still plays, you know?
Yeah. The guys who wrote Crazy for You didn't think she was going to be able to sing it. They were like baffled that she actually was going to do it. But Ben, what are your overall thoughts of Vision Quest?
It wasn't that I disliked. I didn't care for it when it first came out because I thought, being a child of the 80s, I ranked my 80s teen movies in like tiers, and I would put Vision Quest in the third tier. It is not a first tier by any way, shape, or form, even with Madonna in it. Like, Matthew Modine does a pretty decent job. I don't believe Linda Fiorentino for a minute. I was just like, girl, what is that accent? What are you doing? And then you forget about all these like very late 70s, early to mid 80s tropes in TV and movies where like sure, we'll just invite this random person to stay in our house because
Right,
we're
right.
Wilford Brimley and Shannon Doherty. Like, okay, like why not?
Well, it's
You
also
know?
that whole like male teen fantasy, like weird science, like
Yeah,
this hot
yeah.
older woman that's my tutor or whatever, this hot older woman that's going to come into my life, where he should have been dating Daphne Zuniga the whole time.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
I forgot she was in the movie. I was so excited to see her. I think I sent that to the group chat.
Hmm.
But for me, I also was like, oh, wow, this movie is like boy version of like eating disorders and body dysmorphia in the
Hmm.
80s. I'm like, in some ways, it should have been like an after school special, but then like the rapiness of it all, I'm like, oh God, this seems like something Andrew Tate would watch and have like
Right.
streaming parties with. Like,
Yeah.
ew.
So the part that Tony and Ben are talking about is there's spoiler. I haven't seen this movie already. I mean, it's been 40 years. People like,
Yeah.
like it's sorry, but there's a scene where because obviously Matthew Modine's Loudon is falling in love with Linda Fiorentino's Carla because she's in the house and she's walking around like little t-shirt only and kind of, I love that they call her like an older woman and she's basically 3 years older than
She's
Loudon. Like she's
21, right?
21 in
Yeah.
the movie. And I'm like,
Right,
older
right,
woman? Like older woman would have been like 45, like
Older woman would have been Madonna
right,
at the club.
yeah.
right.
It was just weird but he starts falling in love with her, which is sidetracking his focus of trying to be in the wrestling weight class that he wants to be. And there is a scene where he sort of forces himself on her. She sort of kicks him off, and then she leaves, and he's just sitting on the bed being like, "I'm sorry." And that's it. And then,
Yeah.
but she's still in love with him after that
Yeah, and it
moment.
goes-
Like it's like she just sort of forgets that. I didn't like what
Yeah.
they did with her character because I felt like she started off as this rough, independent, like streetwise, like I'm going to take care of myself. Very similar to like Joe in Facts of Life, where
Yeah.
she's like
Yeah.
super tough and. Then then midway through the film, she's wearing like a Molly Ringwald hat and she's all like flowery and this, and I'm like, wait, what's happening
Oh,
here?
the fashion in her costuming in the movie tracks her like progress in the script.
Sure,
It's
right.
so
That
dumb.
But it was
awful
just,
outfit
I just
in the
don't
diner
believe
by
it.
the end. No, it's totally not believable, but it's just all centered on the male point of view. That's
Mhm.
Yeah. I
yeah.
did like the outfit when she comes to the gym, and she's in that like very 80s, like diagonal, like geometric sort of dress with the belt and like the jacket, like
And the
very,
huge hair.
yeah. Love that look, but that's so
Yeah.
80s. Like you watch anything from that time of year, like everyone's looking like that at some point, shape, or form.
Yeah, but then the hat and the weird hat and the jacket at
Yeah.
the
Oh,
end,
it was
you're just
terrible.
like,
It was terrible.
what is going on?
Luckily,
Ugh.
Madonna was able to style herself.
And it was
Thank God.
perfect. I love that. And yes, Tony, talk to us about the photos.
Yeah, if you guys look him up, Richard Corman went to Spokane. I guess he was hired by the studio. He must have been to take photos of Madonna behind the scenes. This is one of them, but there's several of them. They're all black and white, and I mean, you can't really tell. I mean, it's definitely a place and time. She's shooting a movie for a studio in a city she's had no business being in. So it's interesting to see these photos and be like, what is her frame of mind, when she's standing outside the makeup trailer, like is she terrified, or is she like, nope, I belong here, but
Yeah, she probably fake it till you make it,
yeah, but this was a
Yep.
big moment for Madonna commercially because they basically gave her a role in a movie and they gave her a platform to release 2 songs that are still very iconic in her career.
Yeah. And what you said about it being a weight loss movie, I think that was, so throughout the movie, he's not eating, he's exercising constantly, and he starts having nosebleeds.
Nosebleeds.
Yeah.
Constant nosebleeds.
And he wears that suit that all those guys used to wear in the 80s
Oh
to
my
jog in.
God.
Yeah, it's like a polyurethane type of suit to
Yeah.
like hold his moisture in, so he sweats a lot. But
There's a lot of really good jogging scenes, though, I have to say.
Yes. He did have a good running trainer that taught him how to run correctly.
Yeah, but it's interesting to see how how terrible. I mean, no one was trying to, other than his coach, who was like,
Yeah.
I don't want you to do this. But then he does that, like he lifts himself up using the pegs in the gym, and his coach is like, you could do it. You know, like, and suddenly it's like, everything's okay. You're fine. Go ahead. You know, keep getting nosebleeds.
Oh yeah, then his arch rival becomes his buddy at that point too, because he can
Mhm.
do the thing. It's just so
Yeah.
weird. Also, can we talk about from this still from the movie, how in the movie it's a cross between album 1 and album 2 fashion, right? Like
Mhm.
just the hair and the styling and the bangles are still there, which they slowly disappear through era 2. It's interesting how I didn't even think about that until I noticed in your photo, Tony, she's got the chain link, right?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like the height of Maripol
Yeah.
fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as you can see, and I posted it on our Instagram and also behind me, you can see that in when the film Vision Quest was released in European cities, because of the success of Crazy for You, they decided to retitle the movie Crazy for You and put Madonna on the poster because she was becoming the Madonna that we know today. So good for her that she.
I know. I love the Italian poster because I read the translation, and it says Matthew Modine, Linda Fiorentino, and the special participation of Madonna.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute.
Also, the type calling it Crazy for You is less appropriation than Vision Quest, so it's actually a less
It
offensive
works.
title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a brand.
I mean, rewatching the movie, I loved how I forgot that they sprinkled Crazy for You throughout the movie as much as they did. It was
Oh
like
yeah.
she sings it, and then you hear it like 3 more times, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow,
Yep.
they're really getting their money's worth on this one.
Well, I mean, also, if you guys remember watching MTV in the summer of 1985, that song was on once an hour,
Mhm.
Yep.
and I mean, just that video, it made me want to see Vision Quest again. And then I would watch it on cable and be like, this movie's not that good, but the
Yeah.
video makes it look so good, you know?
So I
It was a
think
video for Gambler too.
from the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think when I watch Vision Quest, there's a sense of nostalgia that I get from, you know, like just from growing up in the 80s. And so there's like that sort of tug on my heartstrings where it's like, it just seems like such a simpler time from, you know, before social media, before cable almost, before, you know, because the cable sort of people were getting cable throughout the 80s. Not everybody had it. So
Yeah.
not everybody could watch. It was like, it was special if you had a friend who had cable and you didn't, you could go to their house and watch things you never got to see. And, you know, no social media at all. So it's, the styling is so specific and so fun and different. But I think the movie for me, most of all, just like it stirs up these immense feelings about the passage of time. You know, seeing everyone so young in that movie and it being on
Forrest Whitaker.
Yes.
I know.
And like just any of them. I mean, just all of them are so young in that movie, and it doesn't necessarily make me nostalgic to be back in high school because you couldn't pay me to be 18 and go back to high school.
Yeah.
But
Ew.
I think unless maybe like I could go back to being 18 with the accumulated knowledge that I have now, fine. But but it's just a stark reminder about like growing up and this desire to be better than where you're at and becoming something else and like having these dreams and aspirations that you do that might like either you succeed or you fail and you learn from that. But I thought other than like, obviously like the rapey part, Matthew Modine's character is kind of goofy and nerdy and very like affable and likable in it. And he plays it so wonderfully, other than the like inappropriate parts, where it's like you're really rooting for him and you really want him to succeed. And of course, spoiler alert, he does. You know, he gets his championship at the very end. But it's a sweet movie. It is kind of cheesy in parts, and it's inconsistent in how they sort of like structure the screenplay. But I kind of liked it. You know, I mean, I guess maybe because I saw it when I was young, and I was a closeted gay kid. I was like hot
Eye candy.
Exactly, like all the hot guys working out in these little singlets.
Jake Ryan.
I love the 80s wearing like the guys like jocks were wearing like half like crop tops, and it was fine. And like
with like no self-awareness.
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
What?
It's just so funny.
And just their flat little stomachs all out. I was like, mother. Wars, like whatever. But also Jake Ryan
Yeah, Jake Ryan.
with
Now,
that horrible
guys,
haircut, he still looked amazing.
help me remember. Did Madonna perform "Crazy for You" in the Who's That Girl tour?
Oh, good question.
I don't think
I
so.
don't
I
think
just
so.
rewatched Who's That Girl Turin maybe like 2 months ago. And I
Yeah, I
don't
don't think
remember
she did
hearing
because I'm trying to think of like when this song came out. The movie came out in March of '85, and so did the song. Um, I think by that time she'd already moved on, and she was in the middle of True Blue. She didn't promote "Crazy for You."
She did no. Well, obviously she did for Virgin Tour, but I think the next time you heard it was on Reinvention.
Reinvention.
Yeah, yeah,
Which is why I
Reinvention.
remember when she sang it on Reinvention, I was
yeah. I
like
remember that.
flipping out
Yeah.
that I was like, I can't
Yeah.
believe she's singing this song.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Well,
okay. So let's go
yeah,
ahead.
she even said at Madison Square Garden when she did it, she's like, "Oh, I added this song for those of you who've stuck with me for 20 years." And then that's when
I
she
remember
was
I was there.
into it.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Fine, fuckingly."
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, "Oh, wow."
Let's talk about the soundtrack because I think that's one of the other great things about Vision
Mhm.
Quest is how amazing the soundtrack is. And again, this was a time when soundtracks weren't as ubiquitous to feature films as they are. Obviously, you look at a movie like Desperately Seeking Susan, and they buried that soundtrack
Mhm.
with what was that? What was not Making Mr. Right? It was Mr. Science, or there was like
No, Making Mr. Right was a double
Oh,
album.
okay,
I
yeah,
remember that.
Yeah.
Because I bought
so
it.
but it's weird that but Vision Quest on the other hand has like this amazing soundtrack. Obviously,
Mhm.
Journey's Only the Young
Oh,
is
it's
Only
so
the Young.
good.
so
Hot
good.
Blooded by Foreigner.
Yeah,
And No More Words by Berlin, which isn't on the physical soundtrack, but it's in the
in the
movie.
movie, yeah. They
Yeah.
probably couldn't get
Yeah.
the licensing rights to put it on the
Yeah.
soundtrack, but just for the movie. But yeah, it's great. I mean, and then two Madonna songs, which
Mhm.
again you hear in the movie the demo versions, and it's fun. She must have been singing that live, or
Yeah.
that's like the demo vocals that she must have re-recorded for the album versions of the songs, because it's fun to hear like how different they sound. The released version of both songs
Mhm.
is much fuller, is much richer, it's much more produced. The versions that they have in the movie are kind of like simplistic
Mhm.
and sparse, which is it's fun. It's
Well,
just
aren't the versions in the movie the ones that Jelly Bean did, and then Phil Ramone stepped in to finish them, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. I know
that
that.
well,
Yeah.
they were dating at the time, so that makes sense.
I
Right,
know.
but
I.
Phil
I.
Ramone stepped in, and this was back when he was at the height of his. And I only know this because I just watched that Billy Joel documentary on HBO, and I was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
okay.
Phil Ramone, the producer." And then I looked him up. I'm like, "Oh my God, he produced the two Madonna songs on
Mhm.
Vision Quest, which I'm about to watch." I was like, "Oh, that's wild." So
Yeah, he'd
yeah,
been hired by the producers to duplicate the success he had with producing the Flashdance soundtrack a year
yes,
before.
Mm.
exactly.
So they're like, do the same thing with Vision Quest, and I'm glad he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the music in that movie is just it's really really good. Again, it's very 80s, but it's great 80s music. It's not like because there's a lot of 80s movies that
Mhm.
have such throwaway songs. I remember I rewatched Mannequin at one point and I was like,
Oh
"Oh my god, these songs are trash." Like
I know.
it's just
no,
trash. Like
that movie is trash.
I have a heart. I have a soft spot for Mannequin because it was
Because
filmed in
it's
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
It's
I
prominently
thought you were gonna.
filmed in
oh,
I
Philadelphia.
thought you were
and
gonna say Kim Cattrall.
no, no, well, but I mean, it's like so when Liberty visited me and we went and saw Madonna back in January when she was doing the celebration tour
Mhm.
in 2024. I took Liberty on a walking tour of Philadelphia and I took her into Wanamaker's, the building where Kim Cattrall flies in the center. It's the store that the whole movie
Yeah.
takes
Yeah,
place
yeah,
in.
yeah.
And I was just taking her in there because it's a beautiful building to walk into and to see. It's just so majestic. And they have
Mhm.
one of the largest pipe organs on the East Coast, I think almost in the country even. And so I took her in there and I was like, this is the John Wanamaker building and this is where they filmed the movie Mannequin. She started to cry. I had no idea that Mannequin was Liberty's like favorite movie of all time, other than
Oh,
like Desperately
wow.
Seeking Susan. And so she was like, thank you so much for taking me here. And anyway,
Oh.
but other
Yeah,
than that,
the first time I walked into that place, I looked around. I was like, how did
yeah,
I?
you know what it is, even though
Yeah.
if you haven't been there. But all that to say, yes, Mannequin had a trash soundtrack. That's where I was going with that. And but I was happy that Vision Quest had such a kick-ass soundtrack. It's one of those like you could put it on, like go for a run. It's perfect running music.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was living in Brooklyn, I remember I had a Bose CD player, and I remember that's when Gambler was not streaming anywhere, and I remember buying the CD, and I would put it on like Saturday mornings while I cleaned, and I was like, oh, this is the perfect soundtrack. Like everyone should get an award. And also this was Madonna's first Grammy nomination for Crazy for You. She didn't win.
It's nice that she was starting to
What
get
was
some
it nominated
attention.
for?
Like best
Song from a motion picture?
no, I think it was like best female performance, one of those.
Oh, pop vocal.
Yeah, pop vocal, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously Madonna's not in this movie as an actor, so it was tough to sort of like watch it from a how can we critique Madonna's acting, because she's not really like, she's just performing, and we know
she never actually speaks.
No, I was sad that you didn't get that at least. Well, like it would again, if we all had our druthers, there could have been a scene where she finishes her song, she comes up to the bar next to Loudon and asks for a drink or something, and just like does a wink at him or something, and then goes up to play Crazy for You. You know, like there could have been a way in for her.
Yeah, we could have had her be like, "You gonna eat those ribs?" And then she like, "I'm sorry, but I still can't get over like." I'm watching Madonna and I'm eating ribs, you know.
Well,
like
it looked like such a dive bar. I mean,
it was like a sports bar, but I mean, also
back
in the day they called those
Washington.
rock bars, right? Or
Yep.
So that's where all those bands would play their music on Friday, Saturday nights, you know?
Yeah.
It just happened that this girl was in town, and
it did seem slightly out of place that she was there.
Also, wasn't it like a weeknight? Because they were at school the next day.
Oh, that's true. Well,
yeah.
So
the 80s. You could go to the bar at 18.
She can't even headline on the weekend. She's got to be there.
All the time. The way that they contorted time in that movie was also strange, because like he was working a cater waitering gig at night, and I'm like, what time is he getting home? And then he's like not sleeping. I was like, well, no wonder he's having like nosebleeds all the time. I'm like, he's not eating, he's not sleeping. I was like, the guy needs to just like take a chill pill and relax.
Yeah, how are you gonna have a vision quest if you're not well rested?
Okay, we have to talk about that scene that opens the movie if we're going to go there. Like, why was that even in the script? With the sales guy and the Tai Chi and the Feel Me Up. I was like,
oh, yes. So,
what?
In the movie, so there's a scene where Loudon as the not cater waiter, but he's just like,
that's
working,
the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, he works as like a
room
waiter
service in a hotel.
Yeah. And so he delivers room service to this guy who opens the door. Or says it's open, and he walks in, and the guy's doing Tai Chi, and Loudon he's like, you just put the stuff down, and there's two, right? Didn't he ask for like, there's like two settings for dinner, and the Loudon inquisitively asks him what he's doing, and the guy says, I'm doing Tai Chi. Do you want me to? I can show you how to do it. And so he does, and like he sort of grabs Matthew Modine and then like pulls him in, and Loudon gets freaked out and sort of steps away, and he's like backing out of the room. The guy's like, well, do you want to stay? You can stay if you want to stay. And Loudon's backing out, and then he's like running down the hall away to get in the, and I love how, because he's so freaked out about like this gay guy coming on to him, that he starts doing push-ups as he's waiting for the elevator to sort of like hetero the like gay out of him. You know, he's like, if I do enough push-ups, the gay. But then I love that he talks to Kutch about it after.
Talk about it.
Like,
Yeah.
he's like, yes, some guy tried to grab me, and they were just sort of laughing about it. And I'm like, this man was like, how old was the guy who grabbed him? Like, it's basically an adult molesting an 18-year-old.
Yeah, like he
Yeah,
must have
it
been in
was
his
a little
mid-30s
weird.
or something. I don't know. When I was a kid, I used to like kind of freak out about that scene. I'd be like, "Oh, what's happening here?"
Yeah.
But now I look at it and it's like, I guess coming from a straight man's mind, this is like a rite of passage for straight men to get hit on by a gay guy, I guess. I
They
mean, that's all I could
wish.
get out of it. They wish, yeah, but
Well, but I also thought it was funny that they had that moment where like Loudon's getting like pulled in by this like gay guy, and I'm like, but you're wrestling. Like
yeah.
you're a wrestler. Like you're getting fondled by men all day in
Yeah,
wrestling.
and not only that, you're going to go out in a couple days and Madonna's going to be performing and
Just
Actually, I
it
wonder if
was such a
Loudon's gay in the movie.
mm,
it was just such a weird way to start the movie.
yeah.
I was like, what is this supposed to communicate to us about this character?
Right.
Right. And the movie's
Because
not
he
that deep that the reason that because
no,
that happened to him, that's why he assaulted her later. It's
and
not that
and
deep.
he doesn't he reacts negatively, obviously, but he's not portrayed per, I didn't think for the time particularly homophobic.
No.
No.
So I'm like, what is the point of this being in the movie?
That's what
Yeah.
I mean. It's like this whole like this is a rite of passage for young men.
It's weird. It's I mean, I thought it was funny watching it happen
Mhm.
because I was like, was he intrigued? Because he didn't punch the guy, he didn't push him, he just sort of like backs away and he's a little unsure of what's going on and he's
Mhm.
like trying to figure it out. And then when him and Kutch are talking about it, they're just kind of laughing about it. Like it's not like it's almost as if like Loudon felt proud that he's like, yeah, some guy
Yeah.
just tried to grab my junk, you know?
Yeah. 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 Anyway,
I mean,
very
that's the
strange.
sort of gay panic you saw a lot of in the 70s and 80s in movies,
Oh, totally.
and it became
Yeah.
ingrained. We saw it and we just kind of like, okay, this is how it is, but it's not.
Yeah. But I love that they like, I mean, the guy, since we're talking about this, I didn't even think about it that much, but the guy who plays the Tai Chi guy in the hotel room, like, I love that they don't paint him as a stereotypical gay,
Right.
as they would have in like Three's Company at the
Right.
time, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you wouldn't know he's gay until he starts touching you, kind of thing.
Right.
Where it's like
But then
usually like in the tropes in the 80s, it's like they would paint them as effeminate, they would paint them as like not like masculine, but like
Hmm.
you don't know that when he opens the door that's what you're walking into.
Yeah.
right. He also was later on in the Harry and the Hendersons.
The
That
guy who
same
molested
actor.
him.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, glad that things went well for him in the 80s.
It
Yeah.
wasn't the end. It wasn't the end of his career to be a hotel perv.
Yeah.
I'll have to re-examine Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh, you know who I read was an bar patron in the bar scene, Andrew Shue from Melrose Place.
Really?
I was like, I wanted to go back and watch it, but Tubi was giving me issues and I couldn't cue it back up. But I was like, how funny that there was two Melrose Place people in Vision Quest. So Daphne Zuniga, who obviously goes on to play Joe. in Melrose Place, and then Andrew Shue, who must have just
I
been
don't.
like a
He
background
must have been a
actor.
baby.
Yeah.
He would
Yeah.
have been like a child at
Well,
that
he's probably one of the
point.
high school kids, just wandering
Yeah.
around in the bar.
I mean,
He was there
entirely
to see, he was there
possible.
to see Madonna.
Hmm.
He probably was.
I mean, I would have, quick alert for everyone listening. If you have any pull with Matthew Modine, I reached out to his people to see if he wants to come on the show. I have low expectations that he will want to because we don't quite have the audience reach that he will probably want, but got to shoot for the stars here on MLVC, right? So,
Oh, yeah.
if anyone has a contact, like a brother or an aunt or an uncle that knows Matthew Modine or taught him in high school or something, send him our way. We'd love to have him on the show.
I only
Yeah.
ran into him once in Atlanta when he was filming like the second season of Stranger Things. He was in a
Mhm.
restaurant with some of the kids, and we were all seated at the table next to them. They were super nice.
You said hello?
Oh yeah, we said hi to them because I was with a coworker who was like freaking out, and I was like, Okay, sure. So we said hi. They were like, "Oh, hi," and my coworker was like, "I love the show," and they were all like, "Oh, thank you," and then we left
Oh, that's cute.
because I was like, "I need to go somewhere and get a drink." Because this place, it was so crowded and crazy. I was just like, "Get me out of here."
Ben, are there any comments about Vision Quest in the chat? We'll go to the chat.
Well, mostly, I feel like several people have not seen the movie, but everybody's commenting on, well, there was a whole thing about an AI version of warning signs in existence created
Yes.
from the original
Yes.
sheet music.
Yes. Somebody did do that. It's not great,
I don't want
but
to hear it.
I don't want to hear it.
One person said they love Vision Quest. They have it on DVD and they just love the nostalgia of it.
yeah.
Somebody loves your movie posters behind you. Um,
I mean,
they loved your story about you and Liberty going to the place and
Oh,
leaving
yeah.
it.
That's
Everybody
a good
loved
time.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. If you've
And then
not
just
seen
everybody, well, and then people are like, it's too bad we didn't get like the full bar scene with like full performances of both of the
yeah.
songs, which they probably filmed and then it just got edited
For
in
sure.
as
Well, I think
needed.
that's where they got the
So,
music video for Gambler from, right?
right.
They're just
Yeah.
using
Yeah.
footage. Obviously, the video that they released for Crazy for You back then it cuts between her performance and the movie footage.
You
The
guys,
romance.
those are my
Yeah.
biggest beefs with these two Madonna movies, Dick Tracy and Vision Quest. I want full performance.
Extended cut.
Yeah.
Give the Madonna fans the extended cut versions where it's like at least have her perform the full versions and then cut away
Yeah.
to Loudon at the bar, you know?
I would kill for a full run through performance of More from Dick Tracy. Can you
Why?
imagine?
Why haven't they done that yet? That's
Warren Beatty's got that footage because he made her perform it like 40 times.
yeah, but
And
like,
he
why haven't
probably
they?
has it in
Why
his
wouldn't they like
spank bank.
re-release that or something?
There's
Who
that Dick Tracy
knows?
documentary on YouTube, and there's rehearsal scenes of More, and you see a lot more in that than you do in the movie, which is infuriating. But no, I mean, he went, if you've seen Dick Tracy, you know that he went crazy with the editor, and it was like snip, 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 Madonna's face, 2 seconds, and then it's gone,
Well,
and
they
then
probably
back.
obviously Disney probably was like, you have to get it down to a certain amount of time. But like I mean, I always was pissed that they cut that one scene where Big Boy is freaking out and she's wearing that blue number where it's like see-through in the middle. You don't even see her face. Like it's literally she's standing right next to Big Boy, and they're just focusing on him and then he throws the table over, and that's the only time you get a wide shot. But like she's not even in that scene, and I was always so pissed. And I was like, why would you put Madonna in this amazing outfit and have her look great, and then not even show her? I was like, shame on you, Warren Beatty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Oscar for you.
Yeah, because I'm like, was she in tights and a skirt, or what was she even? I couldn't tell you her outfit in Crazy for You below like the middle of her chest.
That's a good point. They don't really show her like full body, and if they do, it's quick.
If it wasn't for those photos behind you, we really would have no idea. Like, what
it's
she
just
was,
a typical like Madonna outfit from the 80s. Like I think it's just like
tights and like
I think
something
it's
that's
mini,
a skirt.
I think it's mini skirt and tights and
I know
that
but
tank
they
top.
should. I mean, although, do we know when this was filmed? Like, how far ahead of her big blow up?
It came out in February of '85, and then Desperately Seeking Susan
in '83.
Yeah, I'm like pulling up the Wikipedia to see when it was filmed.
But
yeah,
then,
I read it was
obviously
Desperately
Seeking Susan came out in later that in July
summer
of '85. But so '85 was a good year for Madonna at the cinema.
Fall of '83,
and then she did Live Aid that summer.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, good time for her.
Playboy came out. It was good times.
So when she was filming this, what's fall of '83? So that would have been the height of.
That would have been probably when she was recording Like a Virgin, I would think.
Didn't she record Like a Virgin after she shot this in early '84, and then they kept holding it because Holiday and Borderline became hits in early '84. So fall of '83 would have been when Lucky Star was taking off, right?
Yeah, and that explains the look,
Yeah. I love those Richard Corman photos are so beautiful. The one that I love the most is the side profile one where you see her hair sort of like pulled back and then it's like kind of
Yes.
spiky and they
That
had
was once on our business cards.
Yes. They have that. They had that image when Richard Corman did his exhibit in New York that we had all gone to. Well, Tony and I, because we were in New York and it was right around the corner from my apartment. That picture was so enormous. Like it was when you first walk in and it was so big and so beautiful. And I remember I just like stared at it and I was like, the detail of it, because it was film and she was so young and there was like zero Photoshop on it. She's just so beautiful. I love that. He sold that print because it was kind of like colorized and like had like the Richard Corman exhibit written over it.
I remember
and he sold it. I was like, I would have loved to have owned it, but it was like $2,500. And I'm like, I have to pay rent. Sorry, Richard Corman. I know that's how he's trying to pay his rent, but
I know.
was like,
Right,
I can't afford.
right.
He's done certain like flash sales for his work or whatnot, but every time I ask him, like I'll DM him because he'll be like, I'm selling this print, I'm selling that print. It's like exorbitantly expensive. I'm like, I could pay $100 for a print. I'm like, I can't pay $1,000 for a print.
Yeah.
And he's always
That's a lot.
he's very apologetic. He's like, well, this is how I make my money. And I'm like, totally get it. But I'm like,
Yeah. Okay, I looked it up. Holiday and Lucky Star were both released while she was filming the movie.
Wow.
Based on the dates. But obviously, remember, Holiday didn't hit when it first got released. And so they released Lucky Star. It became the hit. And then Borderline and Holiday became hits later in '84 after she did American Bandstand and all that stuff.
What's crazy is that when Crazy for You came out and then a couple months later Into the Groove, her image had already changed. These were like holdovers, but it was like, the same. We all saw that interview where she's upset about Borderline being a hit because she wants Like a Virgin to come out. So everything was kind of like out of her hands,
Yeah. It wasn't in her control, which we know she doesn't like.
Then it's crazy because she did Like a Virgin and Material Girl. Then Crazy for You comes out, then Into the Groove, and then Dress You Up comes out as the last single and gets lost. No video. But it's, I wish it would have had a video.
Well, we got a great performance from the Virgin Four, so
we did.
But that's sort of like how the '80s were. Like you were sort of used to getting like some videos that were just live performances from them being on tour because they didn't have the budget.
Guys, I know I'm late to the party, but the Dress You Up CD single got released on streaming.
Yes. And you know what? You know what? Thank you for bringing that up because I thought that was really sweet that
what she did,
that she dedicated it to the two guys who designed the Madonna dolls who had tragically died in a car crash. Like it's so terrible. Right, from the Graham Norton show where she was on and they had the doll.
Can I have it? And they're like, no.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they were so ingrained in like working for Barbie and like developing those dolls and like that's sort of like the Madonna dolls were just like a side passion of theirs. But how terrible. I think, and again, like I said, this movie, Vision Quest, it sort of drums up the passage of time and like about time and like looking back and like thinking about like how you never know when your time is up and how life could just snap and you're gone. And it's like, that sounds so heavy, but it's like, it's more of just like, and appreciate where you're at, like love the people, tell the people that you care about, that you love them. And
it's also a handy guide if you're a man on how to lose 20 pounds, in a small amount of time.
Well, he's just not eating. I mean, it's so not
He's just
good.
Not eating and exercising, and then he looks like a twig, and we're supposed to believe he's going to whoop that beefy muscle twink.
Oh, the
that
one
he's going to
wrestle a log up the stairs.
I'm like, okay, you're not. There is no reality in which his little emaciated twig body is gonna whoop that guy. I'm like, what? Like what? Oh, the '80s. Oh my god.
Yeah. It was still fun to watch, though. I mean, it was.
Yeah. No, I thought it was funny because I'm watching him. It's like he's supposed to be the hero, but he's a very unlikable character. And then I started thinking, well, like in the Karate Kid, Daniel was an unlikable character. It's like all these like teen boys,
the anti-hero.
With angst and
Yeah.
God.
That's Vision
Angst
Quest,
before cell
everybody.
phones.
I mean, it's a fun movie. If you've not seen it, go see it. It's worth just for the Madonna parts, but you can also obviously queue those up online. But it's worth a watch. It's fun. It's a fun
it's
It's
movie.
on
fun
a
'cause
it's on a
you're
streaming and we should mention it's currently on a streaming service where you can watch it for free.
Yeah, Tubi.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
commercials,
okay. I
but
didn't know if we were gonna.
yeah, Tubi's. This is not a sponsored Tubi episode, but we're not opposed to that.
I
Yeah.
remember during COVID watching this, and it was on ESPN, like they had a streaming service, and it
Oh,
was
how
like on
funny.
ESPN, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch it
I
because
mean,
it
I
was the
could
only
see-
place you could see it at the time.
I could see why. It's sports related. It's
I
very
need
sports related.
somebody. Okay, this is what I need the children to do. Somebody who's good at TikTok and video editing. I need that little scene where all the men are in the tight clothes and they're laying on the floor and doing the thing, and then they do that run around circle thing. Somebody needs to edit that to some like ridiculously gay club song. That's what children of the TikTok. That's what we need you to do.
All
Thank
right, let me
you.
see if I can get on that. I like a good
The workout scene where they're
montage.
like running around each other and then they like
And they
flop on the
run
floor.
over each other and then they
Yeah,
lay
yeah.
down and it's like
Yeah.
oh my God. When I was watching
I was
that,
watching that. I'm like, how are they not running on each other's asses? Like,
I know.
well, okay, because it's not a BDSM movie, that's why. But also the only thing I could think about is like I'm like, oh my God, this needs like a Charlie XCX or some sort of like
yeah.
song
Like-
to it, like on the
Dua
beat
Lipa,
of their little
Let's Get Physical.
yes,
you know?
yes. Oh my God, a Dula Peep remix of that. I mean, that could be a popular TikTok. I'm just
Okay. Thank you for talking about remix. Have we all heard the Amy Wiles? So DJ Amy Wiles released a remix of Get Together. I posted about it on the channel. Did we all listen to it?
No, I haven't.
Oh
but
my
that's your favorite
God.
song. Is it good?
It's heaven. It was. It's
wait,
like.
you have to text me this kind of stuff because
Oh
I'm
my
not
God!
on
I
the
posted it
socials
in the
very
story. I
much.
figured you would catch it. I've been
busy. I've been working like 14-hour days.
She's a British DJ, Amy Wiles. I had only just found out about it because somebody else had posted the clip that she played it out on a set, and it was like last month, and she's like, "Oh, I'll if this gets enough likes or comments, I'll drop the full remix." That was a month ago, and I'm like, "Where is this?" So I was like DMing her, messaging, like commenting. I'm like, "We need the mix. We need the mix. We need the mix." And lo and behold, 2 days later, she drops a full mix. So it's available on her SoundCloud. You can download it, but it's so good. It's basically just Get Together. I don't think she does both verses, but it's so good. It's fast. It's super fast, faster than like the original like album version. But Amy Wiles on SoundCloud, go get it. I could repost it again. But
All right, I'm gonna look that up.
it's so good. That's your homework for tonight, kids. And yeah, if anyone listening or watching has not listened to it already, go listen to it. It's sort of like, honestly, it's the best remix I've heard of Get Together because I hated all of the remixes that Get Together got.
They weren't
when
very
I was
good.
like, this is just not elevating the song. Amy elevates the song. There's probably one moment where like it's a little too, like the vocals come in a little too loud at one point, and I'm like, Amy, take that down a couple notches. But otherwise, it's perfect. It's really good. So there you go.
Here, I found the link and I'm posting it in the chat for everybody who's streaming tonight.
There
to
you
see.
go.
Wow,
There
thank you,
Thanks,
Ben.
Ben. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you for your service.
This is like running the chat, right? Like this is what we're supposed to do.
Our admin Ben is. Yeah. So check it
No,
out.
now
It's-
I want to go listen to it because Get Together is in my top 5.
Mhm,
So.
It's
Mine too.
honestly, she did such a great job, and I was like, this is exactly what we need as a run up to like the 20th
Yes.
anniversary of Confessions. I'm like, every month we need like another like a new remix of a
Yeah.
Confession song would be really fantastic. So it doesn't need to be Amy, but like DJs of the world, like give me something like a new Hung Up remix, give me a new Sorry remix, give me a Jump remix, you know?
Yeah,
I'm into
A
it.
couple weeks ago, Madonna posted and in all that stuff, and she was in the studio, and she was like, "Confessions Part 2." Do you think that will be the name?
Oh God, I hope
don't.
not.
Yeah, and I hope not. I think
Yeah.
she'll do something. It'll be like so, this is a terrible example. You know how and Just Like That is sort of like in the Sex and the City world, but it's not Sex and the City. It's like a new chapter. That's what I envision Madonna will do. So she won't name it like Confessions 2. It'll just be like, I don't know, like
I'm still confessing.
Well, maybe she'll do something like she did Like a Virgin and then she did Like a Prayer.
Right.
So
So maybe
maybe
it's confessions somewhere else. So she's
yeah.
not on a dance
Confessions
floor.
in my toilet. That's what it should be. As often as she's photographing her toilet.
Confessions in DJ Astaire's room, you know?
Yeah,
Confessions at Montauk.
Yeah, right.
yeah,
The
exactly.
Hamptons.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be it. I've always wished. Now that you say that, I've always wished that she would have done another like a something, because I felt like I thought that was going to be something that she constantly did throughout her career, and we almost got that with Like a Flower. Remember when she? And then
Yeah,
that song was just a demo, and we never really heard it again.
but there's always Like a Video by Medusa.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to go watch that now when we're done broadcasting.
Me too.
I love
I
that
love Medusa.
But
Oh my
it would be
God.
fun for her to do something
Yeah.
like to self-reference herself again this late in her
Like
career.
a confession.
But I wonder if
God.
she would just call it Confessions Part 2 because she wants
I hope not.
the brand association, you
Yeah.
know? Confessions on a Dance Floor 2, because then if people are typing in Confessions on a Dance Floor in a search bar
It
for
comes
something, it will come up. So it's much more findable that way. I don't know.
Maybe she'll call it Have You Confessed or I Confess or something in the vein.
Well, whatever
would
it is,
prefer-
I can't wait for it. But what
I
can't,
know.
it's not even so much the music, it's how it's going to roll out, because, you know, we're all, you know, legacy fans and we miss the rollout for every album.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The
Ooh.
experience, the era. We missed the era.
Speaking of rollout, did we all get something from the Icon email? Did you get that?
Yeah. So that something's coming over, right?
So Icon sent an email saying, please update your information. And I wondered what that meant. I didn't post about it because I was busy at work this past week and I didn't have the energy to take the messages from people who were going to be like, what is this? What is this? But yeah, it was interesting to sort of see. I wonder what, like, clearly something's happening in the background in terms of like them, maybe they're getting ready for like either it's a like pre-order or digital download or some sort of like you'll get the news first but something's in the mix. So it was good to
yeah, I haven't heard from Icon in a while. I only hear from them when there's a tour coming.
It just occurred to me, maybe since she went to confession, it'll now be called penance. Because that's what you do after you go to confession.
Ooh,
maybe
that's a good
and it'll
one.
be and that thematically that would fit with like if she talks about like her last few years and like the metaphor of it as penance or like her whole life and this sort of summation of struggle and whatnot. Penance.
I would like that kind of introspective.
And that's kind of dark and could be like really dark, sleazy dance music. I was re-listening to Stewart's post-Rio mixtape the other day, and I was like,
you love that. You must listen to that like 5 times a week.
No, like maybe like 5 times a month. I just think that is so well produced, and the samples are so well employed.
It is full of Easter eggs. It's like, oh,
Easter
I just heard
eggs.
Lucky Star. Yeah.
And the love that he gives erotica, I will forever be grateful for Stewart for that.
Yeah. He kind of brought her back into that genre, which I'm glad.
Yeah.
You know, the Celebration Tour is like hopefully a good like what's coming, you know, it's like a good harbinger of what's going to come.
All right, well, everybody, that's our show for tonight. Like I said, birthday episode coming up on Monday the 18th in the evening. So look forward to that, and I can't wait to see you all celebrating Madonna's birthday on Saturday the 16th. Post your pictures if you're going to a party. And remember, you can find us on all social platforms at MLVC Podcast. If you'd like to donate to the show, we're on Venmo at MLVC Podcast. If you're not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, tick that subscribe button so you never miss a video. Thanks, boys. Hang around for just a second after this. And yeah, that's about it. So see you next time, kids.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.